Sarah, thank you for joining me.
No worries.
We're gearing up for England's return to Derby on Friday the 30th of May to play West Indies in the first Metrobank One Day International of the year. How excited are you to get back to playing at the county ground, but also for the England team to show just what a good side they are?
Yeah, there's so much to look forward to. I mean, West Indies are a class side, and to be back at Derby, my local, it will be really special to get family and friends down there. And yeah, obviously we want to keep showing off how good our team is and how good our players are, and keep inspiring that next generation. So hopefully we can come back quite strong.
Yeah, and there's been a lot of memorable moments at Derby. I suppose for yourself, that 2020 series during the COVID-19 pandemic. So unfortunately you couldn't play in front of a crowd, but against the West Indies you were player of the series. What was it like, to play in that series at Derby, to be based at Derby, but then also to come out, with real pride, having played so well?
Obviously it was a very mixed tour, because obviously it was during COVID and it was a very tough time for us all, but I felt quite fortunate that it was Derby for me, so it just felt like a second home and I got kind of bedded in there, and to do well. I think that also helped me do well and perform. I felt quite comfortable back at home in my own ground, so yeah, and obviously they're a really class side and you've got to kind of be on it with them, so hopefully I can repeat in the summer, and it'll be nice to do it in front of a crowd. That was the only sad thing about it, there was just no crowd there, so to get everyone in and hopefully see some entertaining cricket.
Yeah, and whenever you come back to Derby, there's always a great following. That's one thing we really pride ourselves on, being able to get good crowds to the England women's games. What is it like for you to be able to play in front of that crowd you have such a local affinity with?
Yeah, it's a bit surreal, because I grew up going to go watch the men and women play. I mean, the women didn't play as much then, but I'd go and watch the Derbyshire men team a lot. As a kid, as a junior, I'd be on the bank playing cricket and going off to get an ice cream and stuff like that, and I never once dreamed of playing on there, not just for Derbyshire, but for England. So that's just really special to me, and I want to make sure I keep making time and effort to speak to the young kids there, because that was me one day a while ago now, so hopefully to inspire them to pick up a bat as well.
Yeah, and on that, it's an exciting time for women's cricket in England, not just on the international stage but in the domestic level as well. There's a new domestic structure.
Yeah.
Derbyshire women will be playing in Tier 2.
Yes.
For yourself with the Blaze in Tier 1, how exciting is this new structure, and what do you think it will do for the game?
I think it will just really help the women's game grow. Obviously we've seen it grow massively already, and I think the fact that we can keep pushing that forward, and the fact that we're having now double headers with the men as well will be great. It's a bit like the 100 where you come out for the whole day, which kind of always helps us as well. So yeah, it's going to be really exciting, and to see Derbyshire in Tier 2, they're not that far off Tier 1. Like, they've had a really good summer. I went to watch them win the final this summer as well, which was really great to see. So I think we can just see those gaps closing more and more each year, which is, I think, the next step for us heading towards the international stage.
Yeah, and just looking ahead to this international summer, there's a lot of big games, the West Indies and India, two huge series, and I suppose a real opportunity for England to lay down a marker of just how good the side is.
Yeah, 100%. Obviously we just had quite a tough tour in the Ashes, and I think what's really important for us is we're quite a resilient group to bounce back, and I think just keep sticking by our guns and sticking what works for us, which is playing that entertaining and inspiring cricket, and obviously we do want to win as well, so I think if we can just match those two up nicely, and play in front of a home crowd, and just keep inspiring people to pick up a bat or just pick up sport in general, we'll be really thrilled with that.
Yeah, and lastly, what message would you have to the people in Derby looking at coming to that game on the 30th? What can they expect?
Hopefully expect some entertaining cricket. I think as well, West Indies have got a few class players as well, so I think there'll be some real battles there to watch, and Derby always host a ground really well. They really look after their crowd, and it's just a really fun day out, so hopefully see you there.